The first thing is like business is all about systems. So if you don't systemize everything, it's gonna be hard to scale.
There's such a potential with barbering, right? Like on one hand, there's like 1K a month breezy, and then the other hand, there's like 4K a month from not even working. All right, guys, so we're here at one of my clients' private studios. My boy Breezy Blends. He recently hit his first $10,000 a month cutting, so we're gonna just go in, get a cut by him, and then we'll see exactly what kind of got him there. But I'm super excited for this overall, guys. And yeah, let's go see. We got my boy Breezy Blends right here. Let's go inside and see what's up. Yo, what's good? What's good? How you doing, bro? Doing good?
Shit.
Oh, shit. All right, bro. So we're here with Breezy. I'm super excited to get cut because, guys, I've been literally working with this guy for a minute. Me and Breezy started jumping on calls back in October.
Halloween.
Yeah, literally Halloween night, I onboarded him, and ever since then, bro, this guy's been going crazy. Wait, so what's your best month so far, I think?
10K.
So this guy's already hit a 10K month, but yeah.
All right, bro, take a seat, bro. I got you with a free cut,
Bet. So about to get a haircut, but yeah, bro, it's been a crazy journey, guys, overall. Breezy, like what basically were you doing kind of like before joining?
Before, bro, I was just relying on walk-ins and just like posting random stuff, bro. I wasn't really getting clients for real.
Yeah, because I remember like, I don't know, what was like the biggest problem that you feel like you had like when you first jumped on that initial call? Because I literally remember this whole thing. Like I always tell everyone, I was like, okay, I was on a run, right? I was on like a run/hike, and it was on Halloween. And then I believe you had hit us up through Instagram being like, yo, bro, like I'm copying this content. It's not working. It's not where I want to be overall. And I'm not really getting any client conversion. So to me, I was like, okay, this guy already has effort. You know, he's already trying with the consultations. He's already invested into another program before as well.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just clearly just not going the way he plans. Right. And then like lastly, so I'm like, okay, this is a guy who invested into himself. This is a guy who's actually putting forth effort. Right. And he's very problem aware. He knows that it's a conversion issue, right?
Yeah.
So I think later that day we hopped on like Halloween, and I was like, bro, I remember I told you, bro, it's Halloween night. Like not that many people are on business calls on Halloween night. Like everyone's out right now, everyone's partying, like, and that's when I kind of knew, you know, this is someone that's kind of serious. Like I could tell. I think back then I was like, okay, this guy might actually go somewhere big, right? But how was it back then, like before we started working together? Like what was kind of your plan with content? How was it copying, and what would you say to people that were in that same position specifically, where maybe like they are posting content and they're not sure why they're not getting new clients?
The first thing is like business is all about systems. So if you don't systemize everything, it's gonna be hard to scale no matter what it is. From pricing, your hair cutting, everything has to be systemized so you know what you're gonna do every day. When I was doing it, I was just like throwing random shit at the wall. There was no framework for the actual consultations. I was just saying random stuff without actually knowing if this is gonna help me convert any clients. So that's really the biggest thing, like having an actual framework that you know is gonna convert and get you to be the most known, because it's not about who's like the best barber. It's probably hundreds of barbers better than me, but since I'm the most known, I get to charge that higher ticket.
Yeah, 100%. Do you remember how many new clients you were getting like back then just by copying?
I think probably none, honestly. I remember like the first week of posting consultations and that first mentorship, I got 0 clients and I almost like quit content that week.
Yeah.
I remember getting on the call and I was like, yo, bro, this isn't working out. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't even know if I should continue this. And I think that's when I hit you up, like probably a week later or something. And then we dialed in that same Halloween, and then I didn't even think twice. I was like, let's run it, let's do it. And I dropped the money and we got it. So
how many new clients did you get like those first few months?
I know
you're going crazy for a couple months.
The thing is with lower price points, it's easy to generate a lot of clients. I think the most clients that I generated in a week was like 37.
37 new clients in 1 week. Because most people are not hitting 37 new clients in a month.
Yeah,
right?
So I hit that in a week and I was charging 35, but I was definitely like cutting a lot more burnt out, doing like a lot of haircuts every day. Like I was running a tight schedule, like wake up, gym, edit, go to the shop and cut hair all day. Yeah. And then go home and like go to sleep. So
yeah, cause like bro, honestly, how important do you feel like it is overall to like kind of have that like almost have that like discipline structure, like the grinding phase, what they call like the trenches phase. Like I remember I had that too when I was first scaling. It was the same schedule as you. It was like wake up, edit, gym, shop, repeat, and there was nothing else. Like how is that kind of overall? Like what is that like, and what would you tell people? Like what does it really take to scale a barber business?
Honestly, it's not that hard. It's not that hard because it's like it's really not hard when you know what you have to do every day. Honestly, sometimes I miss it. Like, it's weird because now I feel like I'm more chill. I'm cutting less. I don't have to really stress about anything. I already know what I have to do. But like 6 months is a lifetime, bro. I changed my life in 6 months, for real.
Hey,
For real.
yes,
That's
sir.
literally my wallpaper, bro. 6 months.
6 months is a lifetime.
6 months
Let's
is a
go.
lifetime. You can change your life in 6 months if you actually lock in.
Yeah.
So
100%.
that's the biggest thing, bro. Because I feel like if I didn't invest into any mentorship, I would be at the same shop, charging the same price, doing the same thing, doing the same habits, smoking weed, doing all that BS that isn't gonna help you in life, and least of all in business. So that's really the biggest thing. Like, that was the biggest thing, is just like locking in on your habits and actually taking this business serious.
Yeah.
A lot of people
100%.
just treat this like cutting hair, but it's like, this is way more than cutting hair. This is an actual business if you treat it like one.
Yeah,
So,
100%. Because, like, for you, I guess before you'd already invested in yourself, what were kind of some hesitations that you might have had, like, before actually, like, joining? Like, before, investing into your business for the first time, right? Like, everyone's a little nervous. I remember my first time, too. Like, I didn't really want to drop a lot of money to learn how to market. I just didn't see it as being worth it, or I saw it as being too much. Like, what were your kind of thoughts?
My biggest thoughts, there was two things. Firstly, the people around me. It's hard to grow when everybody around you think it's BS, when people think the mentorship is not worth it. And then, you see the look on their faces when you scaled past them in like 3 months, right? So that's like the biggest thing. You have to get away. You have to actually, like, we kind of all end up in a season of isolation. Like, you called it the grind season. There's a season of isolation.
There is a season of isolation, yeah.
I didn't hang out with my friends all year last year till this time. We went to the beach one time. I didn't hang out with any friends.
Literally.
I was locked in. I didn't go out. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't go to any parties. Like, it's just like, you really have to dial in, and that's really the biggest thing. And then also, the second thing, I wasn't scared anymore, because I was like, bro, I'd rather invest, take a risk. I'm young. I'd rather spend this money knowing I'm actually going to put myself in a better position than stay the same. Like, it was that urgency. Like, I'd rather be broke knowing I tried than just stay in the same position. Yeah. So I got like really fed up with my position. I was like, I'd rather do anything instead of staying in this position. So once you get to that point in life, that's when you'll actually make a change. Yeah. Until then, you're going to stay comfortable, and that's a fact. So it's like...
Was there like a specific moment that made you realize, like, okay, what I'm doing right now is not enough? Because for most people, like you said, they would be like, well, I'm actually trying. Like, I'm posting daily consultations just like everyone else says to do. I've joined a mentorship maybe. Like, I'm trying and it's not working. Like, what would you kind of say to those people overall? Well, like, was there a moment where you were like, what I'm doing right now just isn't enough?
What I realized is, like, you can't do anything by yourself. Like, you need people that are actually achieving what you want to do and actually are where you want to be in life. Like, that's like, if you want to get six-pack shredded, you're not going to go ask the fat guy at the gym how to get there.
Yeah,
you're going to ask the guy that has the physique that you want. And it's the same way with this, right? You were charging, what, like 100 already?
I think it was, yeah.
So it's like you obviously were in a position that I wanted to be at. You were cutting only a couple days out the week. And now I'm at that position, but like, I only got there from being around people that were actually doing it. Like Seth, this guy was charging like 80 when I first joined. He's
I remember
younger
Seth
than me.
was charging like 80.
Yeah,
now he's
so
charging like 100, bro.
Yeah, so it's like, I remember when that happened, I was like, fuck, this guy's younger than me. Like, I had competition, right? So it's like, that's when I was like, yeah, like, it was just being around people like actually doing that. Like, and I remember when I was gonna raise my price to 55, I was so nervous, bro.
I remember that
bricks.
call. That call, you were so nervous,
and then
bro.
I remember Seth was like, bro, anyone that's in cash flow barbering should be charging 50 minimum. And I was like, damn. I was like, okay. And then I just took the risk, bro. But
it's funny because, like, we always talk about, like, the first time really doing a big price jump. Like, how was that call for you? Like, obviously, you were nervous. Like, I remember sitting there. I think we have the recording posted somewhere where, like, you were just, like, looking for any reason to not do it. You were so unsure of yourself. Like,
the truth, I think I was more scared about what the coworkers around me were going to say. Yeah. I really didn't care about what the clients were going to say, because filtering out bad clients is just a part of the business.
Right, exactly.
I know if I was at a suite like this, I wouldn't even care. Like, I would let my nuts hang, bro. I'd be like, shit, I don't care. I'm charging 55 now, for real.
You have to, bro. Yeah, because, like, what are they going to do? They're going to go find another barber, or they're just going to pay the price.
And, like, also what I learned is, like, no matter what price point you charge, there's going to be price-sensitive, like, people. Like, you could post your price raise, and there's going to be people talking shit, saying, oh, that's too expensive. Like, I raised my prices to 75, right? There was people talking shit. I've seen barbers post their price raise to, like, $40. There's a bunch of little kids saying, bro, that's too crazy. That's too expensive. Like, no matter what you charge, there's going to be somebody saying it's too expensive. So that's when I kind of removed that limiting belief. Like, I can charge whatever the hell I want.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. There's always gonna be someone that's out there to pay it, right? And that's like the other big thing. So I remember like most people would be scared to raise up their prices, or they'd be like, I don't know. I guess how was the process of it? Because I think a lot of people have this misconception that like you start posting content and it's like those memes where it's like, yo, the barber got a ring light and gloves, and now all of a sudden prices are 100 a cut.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden prices are 100 a cut. It's like, I feel like people still come in with this misconception that like, hey, you start posting content and we're gonna tell you, okay, now just bump up your prices just because, right? Like, what was your experience with raising prices? Like, do you feel like having a system overall kind of made you more confident when it came to raising prices, or?
I think I was confident because I knew I deserved that first price raise, but I was just too scared. It's like I didn't want to accept the numbers. Like, it's crazy. I was more scared to raise my prices than invest in myself.
Yeah.
Usually it would be the other way around.
Usually it's the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was more scared to raise my prices than to like actually just. I was like, all right, 1,500, whatever the case was. I was like, let's do it. Like, I didn't even think twice. But with my price raise, I was like shitting bricks, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm in that Zoom call, like, fuck. Like, should
Yeah.
I do this? Like,
yeah.
But I was
100%.
I think I was just scared because at least like in the OG era that I was cutting in, most people would raise it by $10 was like stretching it. That's like, all right, you're dragging it. Like, you're dragging your price raise.
Yeah.
So for me to go from like being used to that to be like, all right, we're gonna up it by 20. I was like,
20.
whoa. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, bro, the thing with that is, that's how most barbers do it, right? Like, most barbers are only doing $5 every month, every 6 months. Like, even barbers that we talk to now, it's the same thing. It's like $5 every month, $5 every 6 months. People will be like, I'm just gonna wait until I get booked out weeks in advance, and I'll go up by another $5, right? Like,
yeah.
How does that way? Why do you feel like that way of thinking in terms of pricing is just like not effective?
They do that because they're scared because they know they can't replace the clientele.
Right.
Because when you know you have a content machine that's gonna generate you more clients, you don't care about how many people you lose.
You have the abundance mindset.
Yeah, you have, like regardless, I'm gonna post my content and get new clients. But when you rely on just like, oh, I really need every single person to return to me, or else I'm gonna lose my clientele. That's where that comes from. So it's like, oh, let me just up it by 5, so they're still like cool. They still come to me.
Yeah.
But like when you have content, which is the biggest lever that you can pull. You told me this on a call.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could charge, like, what? Wilson raised his prices to 150.
150,
like,
bro.
50 in the DMV. Like,
Wilson's literally charging 150, guys.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, that shows me like 75 is low key cheap. Like,
yeah,
like,
we gotta get to 100, bro.
Yeah, but like that's really the biggest thing. Like, if you have content, you have every lever with. Not only you could get monetized off of it, but you could get brand deals. So it's like, there's no limiting factor with content. But if you're doing it the OG way, like, trust me, you're gonna stay stuck.
Bro,
raising
yeah.
it by 5, like.
The two biggest things that I think are like very unique about your situation. Number one is the brand deal. I know you mentioned the brand deal. How did it feel getting like your first brand deal, bro? Because I remember you told me, you were like, I got this brand deal with this brand. And I was like, how much are they paying you? And you're like, yeah, they're hitting me with like $2K a month just to promote the product.
Yeah, I think the most I
How
made
did that
from
feel?
It felt weird, bro. I never thought I'd get paid that because I didn't even reach out. I didn't send any loom. They texted me. They were like, yo, we think your content would be good for a brand deal. I was like, let's do it. I didn't have no expectation because I never worked with a brand, so I was like, why not? And then I did the videos, whatever, and I requested the payout. They're like, all right, we're going to pay you 2 bands, $500 for every week. You want to do it through the Growy thing? I was like, all right, let's do it. And then it hit my bank. I was like, bro, what? I just made 2 bands off of content?
That's insane. Because it's like, that's content they were already going to post either way, right?
Yeah,
so
that's the thing.
Bro, that's like the benefit of having a brand, right?
Yeah.
Like, and even if you don't have the biggest brand, having a brand in general versus a barber that has no brand, it's like, I don't know. Did you ever like expect to even be? Because $2K a month is a lot, right?
Yeah, I think the most I made was like $4,000 from just brand deals.
That's
like,
insane.
In a month.
Yeah.
Which is like
$4,000 in a month from brand deals.
And this is like just posting content. Like,
that's just like bonus.
Content.
That's like the cherry on top of actually cutting hair, which is like insane. Because like most barbers, we don't like, when we first started off, we're not making $4K a month off of even cutting hair. Right?
Yeah.
You weren't even making $4K a month off cutting hair. I
think I was like probably making 1 band, bro. After Ruth went, bro.
That's what
I was
I'm saying.
making a band like 8 months ago.
So it's like there's such a difference. There's such a potential with barbering, right? Like on one hand, there's like 1K a month breezy, and then the other hand, there's like 4K a month from not even working, right?
Yeah.
That's like
crazy.
the weirdest part. Yeah. And I think another thing was like as you scaled your prices, obviously you said like now you're barely working, right? Like you're not in that like season of isolation anymore, like you said.
Yeah.
How does it compare now? Because how many days a week are you working now? This is your off day.
I'm cutting only 3 days a week.
You're only cutting 3 days a week.
Yeah, and I just turned 20, I think last Sunday.
You have 4 days off. What could you possibly do on those off days?
I mean, you could obviously work out, read the Bible, because realistically, that's more important than, like, all the money. This is going to come and go.
Yeah.
But also, like, you have time to build other businesses, right? Because, like, I think
nobody wants to cut forever.
I think there was a point in my life where I used to tell myself that, man, maybe barbering is the only thing I'm good at. And I always wanted to prove myself wrong, because it kind of sucks feeling like I can only do barbering. Like, I didn't want to feel like that. Because it's like, we all live once. We could really do whatever the hell we want.
Exactly.
So it's like, I was like, if I can do this, I know I can do it again. If I can make 10K from barbering, I can make 10K doing anything else.
Exactly.
So it's like, I think kind of what they say, making that first 10K a month is the hardest part.
Yeah.
After that, it's like, it removes every limiting belief for real.
Exactly. I remember that feeling where you told me, you were like, bro, I'm not going to lie. Like, you told me that now you barely, like, it's just that weird feeling that, like, I'm sure only a couple barbers relate to this, but eventually you get to the point where, like, you're already, I think it was just that idea that we had to overcome, where it was that, like, just because you're not working doesn't mean there's nothing valuable. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, for me, I remember I related to this because I used to always cut all the time, and it just felt weird to, like, not be working, right?
Yeah, it's like a night and day difference. Because it's like, it's not like it took me 5 years to get here. It took me like 6 months, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just weird. Because now, and it's also just different because you don't treat your life or your time as like, oh, I need to work every day. Because it's like, you don't have to work a lot and you can still make more than the average barber.
Like, how does that feel? Like, the fact that now you're making so much more while working way, way less.
It's like a double-edged sword. Because, like, part of you, it's like the old version of you still wants to work or feels like they need to. But then you, like, look at the numbers, you're like, wait, I made more than when I used to, like, 6 months ago, and I work less.
Yeah, and I think it's like that idea I told you overall where I was like, look, at the end of the day, right, we got to judge whether or not our day was productive, not based off how tired we feel or how many hours we worked, but at the end of the day, the goal is to make money, right?
Yeah.
So we got to determine, was the day successful, yes or no? Well, let's look at how much did the business actually bring in, right? And then after looking at that, it's like, okay, well, now we can actually determine whether or not it was a good day. And I think that was is that one of the biggest shifts you feel like, where like maybe you stopped judging your days based on, like.
Yeah, it's like, because now you're starting to treat it like a business. Like, there's probably business owners that are making a lot of money and they barely work. Yeah, they have everything delegated to somebody.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's kind of the same way.
I know you got your first editor like recently, no, or not?
Yeah. I've been dialing in with him.
How was that, getting an editor for the first time, and how was that experience? How was it delegating something to somebody else, and like how important is that as a business owner, as a barber, to have these skills beyond just cutting hair? I
feel like at first it was weird because I was used to editing my own thing.
Yeah.
But then once I found a good editor, I was like, this guy's better than me at doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And then like secondly, it's just like after a while you get used to it. So like, I try to pause it for a bit and then I'm like, wait, I suck at this shit. Let me just get it. Let me just pay the editor,
exactly, bro. Because it's like, honestly, bro, the biggest thing is not that you're hiring someone just to be better than you. But like the other thing is, like you said, it's about your time, right? And it's like, you do have the time to edit, right? But was there a reason why, like, even though you had the time to edit, you just didn't want to?
I don't know, bro. It's like after a while, it feels like low-level tasks. It's like, I think there's like, I forgot what it's called, but it's like you have to see like what you're worth per hour. And if any task is worth less than that, you have to delegate it.
And it's like what we talked about before, right? Where it's like, now that you're cutting 75, your time is worth automatically now 75 an hour, right? And so it's like, does it make sense to do something that you can just pay someone $20 for?
Yeah, I mean, I paid $10 a video, so it doesn't make sense for me to do it. And regardless, most of my clients really bless me with the 90. So I'm never really getting paid 75.
You're making like $90 an hour, and you're like 19?
Yeah, I mean, I just turned 20, like literally like 3 days ago.
Damn.
So yeah, it's crazy, but and this is another thing that's crazy. When I was charging 35, I got tipped less.
You got tipped less, right?
When I charged more, I got tipped more.
Dude, that's always how it is.
Yeah, you would think it would be the opposite.
No, but it's like people just round farther up.
Yeah,
but then I think about it and I'm like, wait a minute, my clientele is like me. Like I'm the ICP. Like if I go to do something, if I go to service where it's like someone's cleaning or like, you know, flowers, whatever, like 2 most recent services I paid for, on both of those services, I think I just rounded up, right? Like I just rounded up. I didn't even know how much the service was. Yeah. But that's because I'm like the type of person, like that's when it hit me and I was like, look, I'm low-key my own ICP. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the thing with pricing and psychology, right? Like I remember recently I was going to order like flowers from one of those flower people on IG, right? Someone that does flowers. And like she was like, what do you want? This and that. And I was just like, yo, just do what looks good, right? And then that's when it hit me, and I was like, that's what my clients do. Yeah. They come and sit in my chair, they pay me all this money, and they're not even picky. They just trust me to give them their outcome that they want.
It's true.
They're just like, they trust my expertise. They're just like, do what looks good.
Yeah, that's the cool thing with content. You build trust. There might be a client that watches your content for months before they book, but when they book, they're gonna let you do your thing.
As soon as they book, they've built enough trust, right? And all they care about. And I remember, like, bro, I'm sure you remember those clients that were always like, you know,
like let's say or like let's say you would get a guard that like
always looking. They don't
ever
trust
since
you at
I
all.
started posting content and only getting clients off of social media, I've never had that problem.
Right? And when they look in the mirror, they just, oh yeah, I don't even need it. Or they'll be like, it's good, bro.
Or like the most they might be like, oh, can you just go like a little bit shorter? That's it though.
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
It's not gonna be nothing crazy.
They're never gonna be like, do you see the spot here? Like,
yeah,
never.
That's only happened when you would deal with walk-ins or just like random people booking on your thing. Like you don't even know how they got there. Like,
and it's like the worst type of clients are always like the same ones that expect to pay the least.
Yeah, exactly. Cause like now I never deal with picky clients. Like,
and that's just like what we call positioning. It's like it's so valuable. I was telling like so many other business owners about this too. Like how important positioning is. That like we serve. We have to serve high level people, right? Because it's just better overall. Like, why would we not want to serve higher level people?
Yeah, because I remember one time, I think this client used to go to Seth, actually. I think, it's for real. And then he went to the shop. He was like, yeah, he was charging 100, but like it's just too far of a drive. He was like, I saw you charging 75. He was like, that's cheap. And then
like, yo, 75 is cheap.
That's what he told me, and I was like,
and there's always people out there that think like that.
Because he was like, yeah, 75, bro, that's cheap, dog. He was like, and you're like right here. He was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll obviously I came. I was like, what? I was like, this guy just told. And then like that day, I think he paid me like 190, bro. He paid me 90 on Style Seat, and then like pulled out cash, and then gave me another 100.
Bro, that's always how it is, bro. Like I had this one client pay me $300 in the shop, right? And he was like, he had been coming to me for a while actually, and he's always been giving me 100. And he was like, how much is it now that you got your own shop? And I was like, it's 135. And he was like, bro, just take this. Boom, 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 300. Yeah. That's it.
I remember I was like flabbergasted because like, oh, he paid me 90, like that's good.
Yeah.
And then after he pulled out the cash, he's like, yeah, bro. And then after he was like, yeah, bro, I just made 50 grand a day, bro. And then he gave me 100 extra.
Bro,
I was like, OD. What the fuck?
And that's the thing about barbering. It's like, yeah, it's cool to make money off barbering. It's cool to do this. It's cool. I feel like the best thing that I've got out of barbering was the people that I meet, right? Yeah. Because you're never going to meet people, and you're never going to get access to people like that. And you're never going to build relationships with people like that.
If you're charging cheap.
Exactly, yeah. Because those people, they see the price of, $60, $50, and they're like, well, this guy must be shit if he doesn't charge what he's worth. Yeah. This guy must be ass. Like, why is he not, like this guy thought 75 was cheap, because money is all relative at the end of the day, right? And value is all relative. So if someone values their appearance and stuff, then obviously they're going to want to pay more. But it's just like shifting that mindset to being a business owner now.
Yeah, because that was probably the biggest tip I got. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I used to change tires for $100 a day, bro.
Damn.
Like hard labor, 10 hours a day. And I was like, bro, I just made that, like double that off a cut.
That's
I couldn't wrap my head around it, bro.
Yeah, so what got you into barbering, bro? How old were you? What did you start? What was like your first everything like?
When I first started, bro, because I started working with my dad at a tire shop when I was like 13, bro. Like, bro, I was just a young kid and I wanted money.
Yeah.
And then like I started like just doing the basic stuff, and then I think the first time I cut my own hair, I was like 14, but I like fucked my shit up, though.
Damn.
Like, I tried to get myself a taper. I took it like back here, and then I tried to get myself a skin fade with no tutorial, bro. I was just like doing shit, and then I just like skinned my whole crown like that, bro. And left the top.
You know what? I just thought of this, actually. It's really interesting. I just noticed something you said. You said that you didn't use the tutorial, just F it, bro. You just try.
I just started fucking.
You just
fucking
try,
my shit
right?
up. Like,
Exactly. And I think that's one thing that either you learn or you just have. That's like a trait successful people have. It's that imperfect action, right?
Yeah, that's
they said
crazy.
even back at 14, most people would be overthinking it, right? They'd be like, I need the best clippers before I try and cut my own hair.
Yeah.
I need to watch all these tutorials and learn everything.
Yeah.
And you just said no. Like, I'm just gonna do it. And just fuck it. I'm just
I
gonna do
literally,
it.
it's because it was COVID, so I was like, yo,
And it's like,
nobody's gonna see it. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm
exactly,
doing this
yeah.
shit. Like,
and it's like that idea is just something that's either we learn, right? Like I've seen a lot of people learn it. It's something I have more so. It's something I more so had to learn.
Yeah.
But that idea of like, I'm gonna just figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. And that's probably why now you're in the position where you're 19, you're making $90 an hour.
Yeah.
It's because like we have learned as business owners over time to like take imperfect action and just look at something and be like,
and that's why I despise school, because it's like the school is like the opposite. It like it doesn't
opposite.
reward you, but in real life you actually
business
get rewarded
rewards
more.
failure.
Yeah,
business rewards failure, right? Business rewards failure, but school teaches you to avoid failure.
Yeah,
And that's why I knew that like school was never for me. How was that for you, bro? Like with your parents? Because some parents are very traditional, like very like you must go to school. Some parents are like do what you want. Some parents are in the middle.
I mean, my parents are not from here, so like they were very like go to school.
Go to school, right?
And it's like, cause this is the thing. Like I cut myself, I fucked my shit up at 14, and I took a break from it. And then I turned 15, and I was like, all right, bro. I was like, I don't want to go to school. I was like, I gotta figure something out. And this is at the time I was like, oh, if I do like 4 cuts at $30, that's like 100.
Yeah, you think that's a lot, right?
Yeah, and I thought I was like, whoa, I made it. And then like, and that's when I was like 15, and I was like, I took it more serious, like in the sense that, all right, even if I mess my hair up, it's hair, like it's gonna grow back, and I'm gonna just redo it. So I was so dedicated. I like buzzed my hair off, because you need a haircut more often when you buzz it.
Yeah.
So every week I was just practicing.
Damn.
Every week practicing on myself.
Damn.
And then that's how I started start cutting like, you know, some of my friends. And then I remember vividly, it was a Tuesday. We were going to church. And my mom was like, Fabricio, what are you going to study? Like, what are you going to do for school? Like, you know, you're in 10th grade. What are you going to do? Yeah. I just told her, I was 15. I was like, Mom, I'm not going to school.
Yeah. I remember that. No,
yeah,
bro, I just remember, like, I always tell people the same situation. I remember getting into, like, a really big argument with my parents because I told them that college was a scam when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
And the reason I told them college was a scam was because I found out how much YouTubers made.
Yeah.
And I was watching, like, these, I don't know if it was Mr. Beast or if it was, like, other YouTubers, but I was watching, like, those videos basically breaking down how much YouTubers made. Yeah. And when I found it out, I think something clicked in my head where I was like, these YouTubers that are our age don't even go to school are making millions and millions of dollars.
Think about it, bro. There's barbers that are scared to spend money on a mentorship that's going to help them change their life.
Yeah.
But that's basically college. And the worst part about college is you're spending this money, you get this piece of paper, you still got to go apply for a job. This is like,
and you don't even have control over anything.
Like you know how many people I've cut that are like trying to figure out, oh, dude, I need to get a job, I need to apply. Oh my God, AI is fucking up the market. Like,
yeah, it's like, we have this,
like,
bro. Like, we're good, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing. Yeah, and it's like, even now, I talk to so many people that now, obviously, that I charge more. My clientele is like either business owners, very successful people, kids who have successful parents, or you know, people that are fresh out of college and they're working like $100K a year job, 6-figure salary, this and that. And the thing that I see in the most common with the people with the 6-figure salary is regret, right? Yeah. Like they always express to me the same stuff because we're cutting in Tyson's. Like there's the Capital One building, all these 6-figure office buildings, and they just come to us after work. And like they're always saying like, I wish I would have taken more risks. I want to be like you. I mean, I even have people that are like, yeah, I make like $150K a year my job and that shit sucks. Like, I'm trying to do some content or I'm trying to start a business. Like, I don't like that. Like, they're like, and one thing I always tell people is like, the difference between them and us, it wasn't that they were, it wasn't that we're smarter. They're smart people as well. You know, people that go to college for 4 years and they do engineering or a doctorate degree or whatever. Like they do like healthcare, right? Like that's very challenging. And they're also disciplined. Right, we have to be disciplined. Business owners, they're disciplined too, right? School is hard. The difference between business owners and them is the balls, right? Like literally, it's like true. These people are too scared to take risks. They don't have the balls to take risks, but we did, right? Like you took the clipper and you were like, "Fuck it, cut my hair," right? Like I just saw an opportunity to join a mentorship when I was supposed to be going to college, and said, "Fuck it." I spent all the money I had on my first mentorship. I didn't ask my parents for permission. I just fucking did it, right? And it's like the people that always play it safe are the same people who always have regrets. Yeah. And that's something I noticed, like a pattern over time.
Yeah, because there's some people that are like, yeah, like I'm going to school, like best case scenario, I make $100,000 a year. I'm like, dog, I'm trying to make $100,000 a month, bro.
Yeah, exactly,
like,
bro. Like,
it's like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah, literally.
It's like, obviously it's a process, but like, it's like, that's basically like how you should think, and you just gotta let your nuts hang, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
So I was like 15 in the car, and shit. I remember my mom vividly told me, she was like, I don't want you to cut hair. You're not cutting hair. You're going to school. I was like, I'm not going to school.
Yeah. Like, what does everyone kind of think about this, like, right now? Like, the people that were hating, maybe the old barbers, their parents, like, what are kind of things like now that you're only working a little bit? Like, what's kind of life been like?
It's weird, like, because most people assume, like, kind of that old mentality, like, you got to work more. But then it's like, damn. It's like, we're basically already rich. Like, even though we're, like, not literally, like, maybe we're not exactly where. This is something my brother told me.
Yeah.
If you search up, all of us are at least in the 10% of the world.
Yeah.
Like 10% globally, like,
yeah.
Like, let's do the math right now, bro.
Something I was going to make a video on today was this one idea, right?
Look, top 10% globally only makes 40 to 50K a year. So
we're in the top percent.
So we're like,
we're in the top 5%, pretty much.
It's like, look, only 1% of the world.
1% is 10K a month. It's 120K.
Yeah. So it's like, think about that. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, I'm broke. I'm not where I want to be.
We're already 1% at 18. We got the cameraman Seth, bro, is 18, making 20K a month. Like, I just turned 20. He just turned 20.
Yeah. So it's like when you put it into perspective, because you get caught up in like just America. Oh, I want to make X amount. But like zoom out, like in the entire world, we're already rich as hell.
We're rich.
Like we only work 3 days a week.
And that's the thing. It's not even the money that makes us rich. I was thinking I'm gonna make a video about this topic later too, because it's like this idea that like for me, I go to church like as much as I can during the week, right? Yeah. When I go to church, I'm the only one my age there. And if it's at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., right? The reason that nobody else is at church is because they all have jobs to clock into, right? It's only retired people.
Yeah,
and so
that's the thing.
I'm basically retired at 20, you know? And even though I might not have $1 million in my account yet, I'm rich because I can just go to Maryland on a Wednesday to record a video.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
I don't have any obligation.
And it was a mindset shift, bro, because we were talking about this literally Saturday. I think it was like it was a fight we were watching because it was my birthday, right?
Uh-huh.
We ate food or whatever, and then he kind of brought that up to me. I was like, damn, like, I've been comparing myself to like people that are probably 50.
You compare yourself to all these people, and you're like, bro, we just. Like, I'm 20 or 20. We're 20.
Yeah.
Like, we're 20, bro. Like,
to even be top 10% of the world is already a big step. Like, and like, that's the cool thing about America. This is the only country you could be rich off barbering.
Off barbering, bro.
Like, there's no other country that you can like really make this like, damn. Like,
and it's like, bro,
cutting hair. Like,
we literally charge whatever we want, and someone's gonna be out there to pay because there's some other rich person out there that's gonna pay.
Yeah.
You know, and even if they're not rich, there's someone out there that values their appearance enough to find that money from somewhere to fix their haircut.
Yeah, because like that's literally crazy, bro. Top 10%, really top 5 to top 1, bro.
Top 5 to top 1.
Like if you're already making like 60, 70 grand a year, bro, you're already rich, dog.
We have an opportunity.
Like, it's just like you're already. It's like it's that comparison, bro. Comparison is the thief of joy. Because you look at like these 50-year-olds that are like millionaires. You're like, bro, I'm 18, 19, 20. You're like, I'm not there yet, but obviously, bro. But you're still already
I was looking at this too, yeah. Like, I was looking at this entrepreneur that he's 30, and me and Steph were talking about him on the way here, bro, and we were glazing him. We were like...
Just say his name, bro.
Greg Lav is him, bro. Nah, we were looking at Greg Lav.
Is that the guy that made Bloom?
Exactly. Yeah, you know Greg Lav too, right?
I watched him.
I be glazing Greg Lav. I be like, I want to be Greg. I be like, yo, I want to be Greg Lav, bro. I want to have that Greg Lav lifestyle, bro. You see his posts, right? In the mountains with the mansion, with the fam, going on hikes. Like, I see Greg Lav, and I'm like, bro. And then I think, and I go watch his videos. He's like, I started my company at 20, and now I'm 31.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, holy shit. Wait, I'm only 20. Like,
that's
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to put it into perspective. We're only 20, bro. Right? Like, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good overall.
Yeah, it's a good stepping stone.
That's the thing, stepping stone, like, right? I know you said, like, for you overall, you're getting into other stuff. You don't want to be barbering forever. Most of our most successful clients, they don't cut hair forever, right? Like, they don't cut hair forever. Our most successful clients transition out of it. But I guess for you, how important is it to have that skill from barbering, to know how to market, to know how to have that work ethic, to remove those limiting beliefs?
The biggest thing that I've learned, and this applies to any business in the world, is you have to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing that I didn't understand. I was like, why the fuck do we get paid as barbers? How does this marketing work? It all revolves around problem solution, right? People get bad hair because they have straight hair. I solve their problem. Why do you go to the mechanic? You don't know how to fix your car. They solve your problem. Why do you take a flight? You don't want to drive X amount of hours. So you just book the flight. Like, everything, every business that you could think about comes down to solving problems.
Yeah, literally.
Everything in the world.
Literally.
If you really think about it, like, everything just solves a problem to some certain extent. So it's like, that's literally life.
Money
right
is
there.
an exchange for solving problems. So then the money's just a tool.
Like, if you break down every business, it comes down to
it's solving problems,
like, why
right?
do you pay the guy to cut the grass? You don't want to do it. You're too busy.
Exactly.
All right, that solves your problem.
Yeah.
It's like everything comes down to that. And I think that was like the biggest thing, because it's like, if you're solving a problem, you know how to market it and you know how to get clients, you got a business.
Yeah.
Like, simple as that. Like,
Literally.
Really.
Yeah.
And like, I already learned that through barbering, like through the marketing. All right, actually solving a problem. Obviously, you need to know how to market that problem and your solution and connect the two, and then have a CTA. Link in my bio.
That's it. That's a business. That's a business.
That's
like,
really it.
yeah.
So it's like, I was thinking about this, like, while walking my dog. I was like, bro,
It's a
everything is like, even the fucking trees solve a problem, bro. We can't breathe carbon dioxide.
It's the problem.
Like,
yeah. And it's like everything solving a problem is always going to lead back to just value. You're creating value. You're creating, like, value can be exchanged for money, right? So it's okay. So for Breezy, what is the next steps, right? You hit your first 10K a month at 19, basically, right?
Yeah.
Now you're trying to get to 100K a month. Like, what is next, bro? You just turned 20. Where are we going to be next year?
Next year, shit. My goal is to hit 50, right? Because you
50K a month.
50K for sure.
Let's do it. I think you could do it.
So it's like, it's gonna be a progress for sure, but like, yeah, bro. Like, that's
I think you can do it.
Goal. I just know that to some extent you're limited with barbering. Like, there's only so many haircuts you can do. There's only so much you can charge.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Barbering is a stepping stone. Like, bro, I don't want to be 50, 60 cutting hair. Bro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then, what's it called? Like, outside of barbering or outside of business, like with the people around you, like, how has it been scaling up? And like, what is your plans there? Are you planning to move out? Are you planning to buy a house? Planning to take your family? Planning to take your family on a vacation? Like,
right now, bro, I'm just like, I'm still like, I live by this quote, like, stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough, soon enough. So I don't force trying to buy a new car that I don't need. I could invest that into something else, whether it's my business or Roth IRA. Doesn't matter. You can use that money for something better. Yeah. And like, just in general, just not being dumb with your money. Cause like, when I was like 15, I used to buy like Jordans and all this shit. And
OC like, designer, right? The designer
I never really bought designer, but I would just buy dumb shit. Like, I would buy shoes when I didn't need it. And like, now I just wear a black shirt. like with like basic stuff. Like, I don't force it no more.
I just wear a freaking polo from TJ Maxx. And then the freaking Goodfellow tees, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I rock too. So it's like, that's really what it is. Cause like, I just want to stay, like, unless I really need it. Like, if my car breaks down, I can't get another car. Like, I know I'm good. Like, I'll be able to get another car, but I'm simply choosing not to. Cause like.
And that's the thing. Like, so many, especially as us barbers, like, it's so easy to get money, spend it, right? Yeah. But it's like, that makes it impossible to build wealth. Like, what would you tell barbers who are like, you know, like we used to be, right? Like, get money, spend it, get money, spend it.
The biggest, this is the thing, your money, whatever car you get, whatever designer you get, it doesn't impress rich people. It's only going to impress a person that doesn't have money. Literally. So that's why I stopped caring about, like, cause like, damn, should I get a Beamer? Should I get a Tesla? I'm like, wait, this is only going to impress somebody that doesn't have money. Person that's really making bread is not going to be impressed by your vehicle or what you wear, or like, they're not going to care about that, because they're going to be like, I can buy that too. I can buy that 10 times if I want. Literally. Like, so it's like, that's the biggest shift. Like, you gotta understand, like, you're only buying this to impress, whether it's a female or just broke people. Like, you're not really impressing anybody who's actually successful. Yeah. So it's like, that's like the biggest thing. That was a mindset shift. Cause that's really what it comes down to, bro. Like, you're only gonna impress, not a lot of people want to hear. Yeah, like, you're only impressing somebody that's broke, or even a girl. Maybe she don't got money, but she gonna see that Beamer and be like, "Dang, he got motion." Yeah. The whole time you don't. Like, exactly, and it's so like, is it worth actually having wealth or looking like you have wealth? Yeah, it's better to have it and actually have something, bro. But yeah, 100%. Spending it on dumb shit is like, there's no point. Like, basically, like, end off there. I just don't want it to die. You want me to clean up your neck? Back here? Low key, yeah. I got you. You don't gotta line it up crazy for it. I got you, yeah. I've just been cutting the regrowth.
But yeah, Breezy, if someone's like, let's say someone's like,
Fuck it up.
they want to invest in themselves, yeah. They want to invest in themselves. They want to invest in the business, bro. Like, what would you tell those people? Like, anyone who's like, kind of like thinking they're where you were. What would you say like overall?
I'm not gonna sit here and try to sell you shit, bro. It's like, it's really how bad you want to change your life. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to sit comfortable on your ass and just jack off all day, like, just don't even take the risk, bro. Cause like you just have to be fed up with your situation. Like, that's literally why we got on a call. I texted you.
You got on a call, texted me same day later. I told you how much it's gonna cost to invest. Okay, let's do it. That's it. Like, there was no, I don't need to think about it. I'm not sure, bro. Let me sleep on it. It was like, send me the link to pay. I'm gonna pay. And then I was like, when can we start? I was like, when do you want to start the onboarding? You're like, shit, let's do it right now.
Yeah, and this is like, this is on Halloween. Most
on
people
Halloween night, most people are out bullshitting,
smoking,
partying,
they're drinking, they're fucking these hoes.
Exactly.
I was locked in, bro.
Halloween night. That's why I was like, Halloween night. This guy, no objections. I'm like, yeah, bro. So it's gonna be this much to start. Cool. Let me pay, and then let me get started. So
yeah. But like, it was only because I was so fed up, and I was like, bro, it's like, it's this or nothing. Like, I'd rather take the risk, spend the money, take the risk, go broke, knowing I actually tried, than just staying in the same position. To me, it was like, the risk was better than staying in the same position. So
you did buy your super that night, though.
Yeah, I actually did buy my super that night. Yeah.
It's crazy. But like,
it's like, look where we're at now. Like, look where we're at now.
So that's really the biggest thing. Like, if you don't actually want to change your situation, bro, just stay the same. Stay broke. Stay charging the same. Stay not knowing how to leverage the biggest lever you could pull, content. It's really up to them. It's not. I'm not gonna sit here and convince them, bro.
That's it. Doesn't need convincing. That's all you need. But yeah, guys, super fire video with my guy Breezy. You guys can go follow him, follow his page. He's going to be cooking up big things. I'm super proud of this guy overall because he did change his life in the last 6 months. And working with him, it was amazing to see. So yeah, you guys already know. Go follow both of us. We post dozens of videos. I post so much educational content behind the scenes on how we help them scale. So go watch all those videos. And then if you guys want implementation, reach out to us and we'll see if we can help. Yes, sir.
I get it.
Let's go. Dude, that was fire. That was a banger video. Let's go.
Let's get it.